is where all our work is done.
So what are you going to do with all these underpants that you steal?
Collecting underpants is just phase 1. Phase 1, collect underpants.
So what's phase 2?
Hey, what's phase 2? Phase 1, we collect underpants. Yeah, but what about phase 2? Well, phase 3 is profit. Get it?
I don't get it.
You see, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit.
I get it.
That's really good. Although what I would say, to throw a spoke in the wheels, or a stick in the spokes rather, is that they're clients that have already signed you up. I'm talking about all the people that might watch this that go, my business is going down the tubes and I don't know what to do about it.
Okay. Right. I now understand your question better.
Okay. You want to have another go?
Okay. So the first thing is, that's happened to everyone, right? March last year, everyone was hit by this pandemic. It wasn't a case of, it was by sector by sector. It was absolutely every single person on the planet. Okay. So that's the first thing. So, you know, you are kind of like safety in numbers. The second thing is, you have to adapt. I mean, I'll just use my own business as an example, okay? Because that's what I can talk about. But my own business was heavily built on live events, okay? We weren't doing the networking. We didn't do the networking for 4 years because I was raising children, okay? So not having the networking, not having the membership fees coming in, I decided to create this event creation and promotional service, which actually flew off the blocks quicker than anyone expected. From June 19 to December 2019, you know, we almost turned over 6 figures.
Nice.
With this service, okay? And the premise of that is just filling a room, catering for it, finding a venue and getting the right people. And all you have to do as a client is turn up and do your thing. And then we would convert afterwards for you if you wanted us to. So it's a very nice little tidy service. And of course that was of interest to people. Then COVID hit, everyone stopped paying us. So I went from here, dropped to the floor. So I could have sat there with all these children to pay for, a single parent, and me and my partner split up as well during lockdown. I'll just make that clear. With all these things going wrong, I could have just laid in bed all day or been depressed, been watching Loose Women and, you know, Jeremy Kyle, whatever was on at the time, and you know, just felt sorry for myself. But no, I thought what I'm going to do is I've got all this network, I've got all these people who still like me, I've still got relationships, I've got that, great. How do I turn that into money? How do I turn those people into clients or potential clients or partners or whatever? So then the thinking cap went on. And I just started to create these what I call lockdown proof communication channels. So one was the radio station, the other was an e-zine. Then I thought I need to work on my YouTube channel because now we've got the device. I didn't rush straight into online networking. I attended loads of online networking to see what other people were doing. And once I'd done that, then I did some test events, I call them. So I set up the Business Recovery Forum, which we got about 90 people booked onto. We did that in a certain way on a Zoom. And then I did the Hospitality Recovery Forum, did that in a certain way. So I was doing all these different types of sort of vertical industry expert type events. And then I got to understand and learn the methodology as to how to fill them, what was going to drag them in, what we could we do with LinkedIn. So it just kind of evolved. And then I started to put the right partners around me, you know, and the thing is, having made a few mistakes in business and whatever, you kind of think, well, I'm not going to do that again, I'm going to do it this way. And you know, as a result of that, we basically rebuilt and extended the offering for what is now known as Business Live Global. And then I felt confident come February this year to turn the live networking into an online networking, which is what we've done. And we thought, well, why stop in the UK? Let's just go global, because you can. And that's where sort of, you know, Mark met him, and all these other wonderful people came into my life in the last probably four to 6 months. And now we're in a position where we're going to franchise. So, you know, if anyone wants to talk to me about how to dig themselves out of a hole when they feel like that, alongside Gabrielle, she can deal with the mind and the inner situations, but I can actually deal with the business and how to turn the business around and turn, you know, I could pretty much turn any business, and I can guarantee this, any business that has fallen foul of the pandemic, I would actually be able to turn it around with the business owner, to help them unlock other potentials in the business. I call myself a business development innovator, if I was to put a label on myself.
Very good, very good.
So there we go.
So, Mark, you referred to yourself earlier as a visionary, but clearly we are all demonstrating this ability to see what others cannot see. And I'd recommend a book to you all, which is called Seeing What Others Cannot See, The Hidden Talents of Visual Thinkers and Differently Wired Brains. Because I read that and I went, oh, that's me. Oh, man. And my theory is that when we're in the room or on screen with potential clients and we help them build this picture, they can see it. But because their brains don't produce visions all of the time, the longer they leave it, or even straight after you go, they go back to their habitual patterns. So Mark, what do you do? So you're now monetizing these great networks you've built. What's going to be the way you're going to do that? You talked about going through and reconnecting. What else are you going to do?
To address their pain points. About 10% of all people hate networking with a passion. It's like public speaking. It's just not their gig. They get intimidated by it. They're frightened of it. But a whole other subset of people, which is over half of all people, simply, they quite like networking, but they just do not have the time. So those are my target market, people who hate networking or just don't have the time. And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on those people. Going back to something Victoria said about education, I would urge you both to watch what's considered to be the best TED Talk ever.
Ken Robinson.
So Ken Robinson. And in it, he points out that a lady called Gillian Lynn was a fishy little child in the back. She never concentrated, always late with her homework, distraction to the classmates. Nowadays, she would be diagnosed with ADHD. All she was a little girl that wanted to dance. You know, you've got to let children do what they want to do. And also back to the pandemic. The pandemic is actually a Greek word, and one of the positives that's come up is it's global. And one of the things that has come out of this pandemic, which I think is positive, is that we're all in it together. It's a global shared experience, and I've lost count of the amount of friendships I've made in the last year. People from all over the world. I love the globality of it. You know, if you attend a networking event in Milton Keynes, you're only going to meet people from the Buckinghamshire area, but online, the whole world. Love it. I really love it.
Excellent, excellent. Right, I'll throw this into the mix. So I've just finished reading this.
Yeah.
And it's by Daniel Kahneman of Thinking Fast and Slow, System 1 Thinking, System 2 Thinking. Are you familiar with that?
I want you to send me a list of all the books, because I've got to start reading more.
I'd love a list of these.
Yeah.
I've only read one book in my entire life.
What book was that?
Really?
Only one book, Mallory Towers. That was it.